All right, we are back. Foos on Films. We are here. Eric Cross,
Mr. Santana.
Duro.
Jose.
and we are Foos on Film. We are about to talk about some movies. Before we get into any movie that we're going to talk about, how was y'all weekend?
Good.
Not bad, not bad.
Good. Shout out to Old Stump Brewery.
Hey, there it is. Old Stone for my wife's birthday, 40th birthday. 21st birthday, excuse me.
Yeah, Sweet 16, of course.
Did we all watch the movies?
I watched all three.
I did.
Oh, well, some of my favorites. So.
Oh, no matter what.
No matter.
Didn't finish American Psycho all the way. But I'm pretty familiar. So it's very good. Very good. Very good.
So what would be the first movie we want to talk about?
I'd say Bloodsport. I think we should go in order, kind of like
Years?
80s,
Okay.
90s, 2000s.
All right. So let's see. Bloodsport came out February 26th of 1988. Gross was 50 million, and it was on a budget of 1.5 to 2.3 million.
Yeah, they made a gang of
So that was a gang of money.
They made a gang of money.
Yeah, man.
50 times the money.
Hey, it was a good movie.
Especially in 88, that must have been a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, MMA and martial arts were
It
it was emerging more mainstream.
Yeah.
You know, like late 80s, early 90s.
I think probably the Enter the Dragon.
It was around that time?
It's no, I think Enter the Dragon's way earlier, bro.
I would think 70s. But
I think it's late.
Jesse,
70s, like
look it up.
79.
Look it up.
Jesse, Enter the Dragon. I think it was like 79 or 78, bro. Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Jabbar. Was that what he fought? Chuck Norris or Jabbar?
Before that, no, that was he did that movie. Yeah, if I'm not, I think it's called Fist of Fury.
Fist of Fury.
I think he did that one before Enter the Dragon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Enter Dragon, 1973.
Oh yeah, so he did
Yeah.
73.
So 15 years.
yeah,
Okay.
bro.
Okay. So
I thought it was like 78.
You know what I think inspired Bloodsport, but I could be wrong. The first Street Fighter.
probably.
I feel like the first Street Fighter was kind
Because
of
I could see the fucking kickboxer. Yeah.
exactly the fucking Paco. Yeah,
Kickboxer, he goes,
Oh, that one. You know what's funny about that one?
that fool gets his ass kicked right away,
Yeah.
acting all tough and shit.
The one that goes,
Yeah,
With the gold tooth. and shit.
yeah, no, he goes,
yeah, he doesn't do that.
he's out in 2 seconds.
Oh, man.
He gets his ass kicked right away. Yeah, I'll talk.
All right. So
Street Fighter, 1987.
So like year before.
the year before. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
For me, Bloodsport, I feel like this is my first Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie that introduced me to Van Damme.
I agree.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
agree
that's the
with
first movie I watched from Van Damme.
yeah, no, that, man, I think that's just, again, like, kind of like her talking about last time, it's a cult classic. Like,
Yeah.
anybody that I guess watches martial arts movies or anything along that nature, like I think the passion behind it, like
Yeah.
the storyline, and that's the difference between like movies from the 80s and maybe the 90s, and like how every decade is a little different, but that movie was awesome.
Oh
It
yeah.
was awesome. I think the story that it tells, the line, obviously the storyline's a little corny
Right.
in a sense, you know, because he does everything like with his accent. Like, what do you mean?
What
like,
are you talking about?
No. Like, aren't you, like when they're playing the video games and he goes, aren't you a little old, or what? No, he said, aren't you a little young for full contact? And then he goes, aren't you a little old for video games?
Yeah.
You know?
See, the thing that pissed me off about that relationship is that when he got hurt, he's like, "I love you, man."
Yeah.
You just met the motherfucker. I was like,
But
2
you know,
days ago.
yeah, that's true. But you know what it is because he had no other friend there.
Yeah.
You know, if you
Okay,
think-
that's true.
Is you Jackson? You look like a Jackson. Yeah. We're looking for Mr. Lin. Lin? I'm Lin. Yeah. You Jackson? You look like a Jackson.
Yeah.
That makes you friend Dukes, right? It's Dukes. Dukes. Yeah, right. Like put up your Dukes.
Dude, when I was watching that movie, sorry man, when I was watching the movie, I was like, fuck, that area looks so ugly, dude. Like I don't want to be there. It's so grimy, you know?
No,
It's
for
a
sure.
grimy ass spot.
So it's what I was like trying to understand that scene is like it's a bunch of buildings like next to each other, right? Over time,
They
like
built
And just
It's like you're walking through a building and it's just
Yeah.
like little alleys inside of
So,
it.
so the
there's
way
some-
they build them is basically build as much as you can,
no, for sure.
get as much
and
people
space.
inside a small space, and that's
Because they're really popular.
because it's really populated.
It's
and
kind of like
poor.
New York. Like
Yeah.
if you've
Right.
been in New York, like the apartment buildings,
Oh
all of
yeah.
them shits are like right next to each other, and it's not a big ass
Oh, they're small as
apartment. They're small ass units.
So
So
And-
that's why it kind of creates its own darkness, right? Pretty much that shadowy.
Mhm.
It's that daytime, but in there it's just
It's
there's
just
no really
dark.
light because obviously up there
You
there's a
like
lot
to
of
cover
things,
cats?
roofings.
Just real quick, from my understanding, they built that shit like the it's based on Kowloon. None of you know about Kowloon, but Kowloon was that. It was this fucking massive ass slum. Eventually, it got fucking torn down, but it was like its own.
Was that a Call of Duty map?
there is a Call of Duty.
There
It is a Call of Duty map. Oh, yeah, I know it.
Like, no wonder it sounds familiar.
It's just fucking. So they won't say
What is it called in fucking Brazil? The
favelas.
Brazil.
favelas. Like I
So
think they
that's
came out around. No. I know.
COD?
What I'm saying in COD, I think they came out closer around the same time. One was the Calhoun, and I think that concept's still the same. Like it's like a lot of rooftops type,
Yeah.
you know, and it's stacked like high too for the same reason because you could fucking cram people in.
Yeah.
Do you guys know it was based on a true story, supposedly?
Yeah.
But it's really like flawed, the
Yeah.
true story.
Oh, really, I didn't know that. I just
it
remember
is.
looking him up and shit like that. And then he was a developer of Duke's. What is it, Duke's Ryu? Like that was his form of karate, I guess.
Oh,
That
okay.
they did. That's what he named it, Duke's Ryu.
Yeah, because he read. I know that he made a book of his tournaments, his adventures, and everything. But later on, they just confirmed like I don't think that really happened.
Yeah,
There's
he
a-
making it up.
he
Yeah,
made it
but-
up, but
Because there's no like real evidence.
they're
Of
like, but who knows? You know, they
Yeah.
probably is that secret.
Maybe it was underground, like really underground.
There, like technically, if you're a fighter, like even if I'm a boxer and I only box 5 matches and I lose all 5, there's still a record out there. So I think there is a record. Maybe the story exaggerated a little bit. Either way, is Bloodsport. It was a dope ass movie.
Oh yeah.
From beginning to end. You know, even in the beginning, like he's this special ops weapon that they invested a ton of money into.
We invested a lot of
You
money
know?
in you.
Yeah, exactly.
Favorite scene.
When the tournament gets started and that Fight to Survive song comes through.
Hold on, before we go any further, the fucking music on this is
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
I
Yeah.
like 3 songs in that shit.
No, but the fight. I'm talking about the fight scene.
Oh, the Fight to
The
Survive.
fight.
Oh, yeah.
The fight scene. The whole. Oh man.
Yeah.
And then
I've had that
the
song in
black
my
dude
head.
with the monkey style and shit.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. That guy-
And then if you think about it, that's probably where they got E Honda too.
That's what I
That big
feel.
fool,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because even laughs like that. And when in Street Fighter,
The
E Honda,
Yeah.
when you win, he
That's
does
it.
that.
Oh,
He
yeah,
laughs
the
like
laugh,
that. Yeah. Oh. And it's fun because I think it would make sense.
If you fools somehow enter the Kumite, right?
Dang. All right.
Now I know there's a lot of like generic fighters in there
Yeah.
that get booted off like the first round. Like
Yeah.
you fools had to fight one of the main ones. Who do you pick?
Well, fuck, I'm going for Van Damme.
Yeah,
dog.
like that. I wanna die.
Because Chung Li might kill you.
No, he's gonna
Chung
kill
Li might
you.
kill you.
No, he's gonna.
Frank Duke is gonna fuck you up.
Charlie just looks like a Bolo, aka
yeah.
Bolo, yeah.
Yeah.
He used to go to the, fun fact, he used to go to the, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Hollywood Times years and years ago at the LA Fitness in Monterey Park.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
You broke my record.
Yeah.
Now I break you.
Like I break your friend. And then he points to his leg and he has that with bandana.
I would pick Ray Jackson because I would hope that fool picks me up and throws me out and that's it. Like
Yeah.
fucking round over, you know, like hey, I survived it.
No, but if you go against Van Damme, at least he's a little compassion. You know,
Nah.
I
He
don't
fucking
man.
kicks you?
He wants to win.
I'm
I'm
a-
sure respect, but
like that food that the dude with the gold tooth.
yeah.
He fucking lost, got back up and tried to fucking fuck him up again, and then he's like,
You lose, American asshole.
Probably I'll go at it with that. The guy that's all tactical, kind of like the monkey status.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting
Monkey
fight.
style.
man.
Fighting him?
Yeah, I'd be pretty
I mean-
interesting.
I think you put us up against any one of them fools, they're gonna fuck us up.
No, for sure.
While he's fucking roaming around.
There's
a way-
Chopsy though?
Yeah,
Kinda
just,
deadly, too.
well, yeah, because he was breaking fucking coconuts on the
Coconuts,
bed.
exactly. One to the neck.
Headbutt that fool, fucking.
no, the one on the
Grab
bottom.
him and headbutt him. Bye.
I'll keep him survive the Kumite.
Yeah, bah.
With the red blah.
The Kumite. Again, favorite scene, Artie?
My favorite scene, the training.
Oh, the
The
training.
training. When he came back and so just the whole training, just brutal.
Yeah.
When he's tied up.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
No, it just
Catching a
like,
fish.
No, when he's serving the tea
Oh yeah.
with the blindfold on, and then he sits, and they go, and then the fool looks over at his wife.
It's like,
and,
he's ready.
You
Like
know
a
what's funny
smirk?
about that wife is when fucking Forrest Whitaker comes up.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen him? You know, he was here a couple days ago. And she just,
Mr. Tanaka is very ill.
but the way I like it is when she walks away when
Thanks,
she's about
Mrs. Tanaka. We thank you for your time.
when she's about to close the door, she's just staring at
Yeah,
him.
she's staring at him
Oh,
like,
Yeah.
kind of like you fucking
Like
asshole.
he was just being rude. That's it.
Surprised you see
what
Forrest
about-
Whitaker in this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about when he says, "You make a move, you're gonna be shitting sparks." When he knocks down fucking what is it?
The fucking big ass
Yeah.
taser. and shit.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that scene, dude? When Frank Dukes runs away, I always thought it looked like a Mentos commercial, and then on Instagram I saw it like someone made it into a Mentos commercial.
He's hopping over like
Yeah.
in the fence, and then the bus comes by. But just because you know what, the song that they put on during that little cutscene,
Still the night.
yeah, it sounds so. Well, it's 80s, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
What happened to Mentos? They stopped making.
they're still
They still have some shit, yeah.
I don't think you see the Mentos long like little packs anymore though. I think
Really?
I
it's
think they're
a
like
little-
gums and
Chiclets.
shit. Yeah.
They need to make commercials again. Those shits are funny.
Nah, because they're
What
clowning
fucking
they're
do with
clowning the
the-
shit out of them now. dude.
Fucking the
What's
one
your
that pissed
favorite?
me off was when he rolls around the fucking bus and they're still chasing him this way. He's going around and then he goes up to the tree. He's like, and then he runs off again.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it! Why did he have to do that?
Yeah. And then at the very end, where they almost grab him and they fucking
Oh,
fall
my-
into the river,
Yeah.
and it's like a nah type moment.
Yeah.
Like, you can't catch me. But I think again, that's like in a sense of like the whole '80s aspect. you
Yeah.
know?
One of the back to the songs real quick. I really enjoyed when he was in the bus alone. When he was like,
Which is all sad.
Yeah.
When
I
the
know that
girl-
song is pretty cool, but even so, that scene when he had to see like a reflection of his.
He sees Bolo Young.
Yeah.
he sees it.
He tried
He gets
to
all
all
scared. It's some old man. That's a funny
Well, see, that's the '80s. That's fucking. You get the fucking hyped up music. You get the fucking in the middle of the movie. You get the fucking sad music where he's contemplating something serious.
Because they gotta build the suspense, you know.
the comeback.
Yeah. It's like you knew what the fuck was gonna happen, but you still wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Like you wanted to live that whole little movie out. So.
Yeah.
Even so, the scene when they show up in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
When he was in the train, like in the bus, exactly. When he was traveling, even so, when the whole scenery, it looked like a pretty cool, kind of like a vibe. Like, hey, I actually like to walk around there, but in the same time, who knows, you know?
Who knows what's
But
going
who
on there?
knows? But it throws that kind of like once again, it throws that vibe of back then, you know.
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene. First of all, one of the scenes that I think breaks the comedic relief is the giant Chinese dude that goes, "Okay, USA," you know. Like I think, and then Jackson, like he turns around and goes, "Okay, USA," like to mock him. And it's funny though, cause he's a big ass dude, but
Yeah.
that other Yao Ming motherfucker looks.
You
You could tell he's like a fucking Nephilim giant. Like that was huge. But bro, there's yeah, as a kid, like bro,
Yeah.
forever. Anybody who's genuinely watched Bloodsport, when you hear "Okay, USA," like bro, that shit right away. You should know what movie it is.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's dope, but I think that's just a small scene. Mine is probably gonna be. I know you talked about like the training. I think when he looks back on that, right? Not the actual training part, but when he's a kid, and I mentioned that earlier, he goes, "You're not gonna call the cops," you know, with his French accent. And then his Shidoshi fucking does the thing with the katana that slices his hat, he says, "You have fighting spirit," you know, because he didn't flinch. I think that part of him going through the process of like, obviously, if you think I'm going to be some kind of punching bag, you can forget our deal, you know, like that little aspect of, and then the son dying, and then he takes over, and he's the son. You are not a Tanaka. You are not Japanese, you know, like it shows like how as a foreigner and an outsider, and you know, he kind of like embraced genuinely the Japanese culture, and it made it dope, you know, in that sense. And I think that leads to like when they sign in, he goes, oh, Tanaka, like she goes, you do not look like a Tanaka. Right. She goes, show us Denmark. He goes, what the hell is Denmark, Jackson? And he goes, death touch. So then he's gonna be like, pick a brick. And he goes, no. I go, hey, bottom one or bottom brick. And then death touch, and then that fool grabs a brick and he breaks it on his forehead. But I think that, bro. I think like the aspect of him growing into that, besides the actual fight scenes, because you talk about like, you know, the end, fucking Chun-Li breaks a little powder, throws it in his face, blinds his face. That's my profile picture. I know. And then he's doing the flashback again of the fucking fish. I know, fucking. And he feels the judge, and he's protecting the judge, the referee. Yeah. And by the way, the referee looks like Árabe, bro. That fool does not look like Asian or anything. He either looks like a veterano, or a veterano that has been chilling in the sun, or like, you know, he's like you know, Arab or Middle Eastern. But I would say that, bro. I think him kind of just showing what he went through from kind of like a kid, teenager to like a young adult. So, you know, like that gave you the whole backstory of him. So now you understand him. Yeah. Now you know why he is the way he is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You notice the ring originally when they first started the tournament, it was completely flat. Yeah. You know, and during the finals, they just...
It's like slanted on the side.
Yes. Yeah, to widen it out. And not only that, when he went back to his sensei, his master, is that when he did the training originally, when he was getting like fucking dragged around like a rag doll, every time when he was about to go up to him, the master was just right there looking at him, and he just see the scene like getting like tossed around. The ring itself, it was already slanted, so he was already getting trained like that very moment.
I was just a smaller version of it.
Yeah. Smaller, yes.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that
because he's competed in the tournament.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly how the ring is. He's setting him up for the win.
Remember when his son gets his ass kicked in school and Frank Duke saves him? Yeah. He's like, one day I'll join the Kumite and make my dad proud, you know? Yeah. Like it's like a generational thing.
It kind of sucks that they should at least said what happened to the son, you know? Like because they didn't really
over
I don't know, he got sick or
I think it, I can't remember exactly, and I watched this movie 1,000 times. I think it like assumes he died of a sickness or like I think it's up to perception, right? Yeah. But it's a lot of times it's either an accident that took somebody's life too young, or a sickness that fucking came out of nowhere and
maybe that fool joined the Kumite and he got killed. Yeah, fuck, you know, the one before.
Because it was a couple years before, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Maybe before. True.
And then that's the guy Chun-Li killed.
Oh, it makes sense.
We uncovered the root.
Are there any fighters that you guys like? I mean, we mentioned that guy that rolls around the floor and cracks the coconut and stuff.
Yeah. The other one that I really like is it kind of remind me of Saget. When that one guy there's always posture with his legs.
The one from Blood and Blood Out.
Yes, dude. That guy looked pretty
yeah,
sick.
he kicked some ass.
You know, también Honda, the guy we're just talking about.
I think that one was dope.
Paco? With the fighting scenes sometimes, I felt like it should have been a little bit more. Should have been a little bit more fighting into it. Because, with the music and everything's going as fast as possible. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to see more of this.
You know what's kind of cool, though? Is that even though some of the fights were short and maybe that's the realistic aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it too, like even nowadays UFC, like yeah, these fools are trained athletes and MMA, athletes and fighters and shit.
Yeah.
But some of these fools get fucked up in the first round,
Yeah,
no matter
fucking
how
bad.
much you train. So maybe it's
And you know the opponent.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you know the opponent. So maybe that's. I guess you think about it like, oh, that shit was wet. But then when you think about it, you take it back. It's true.
Can you
How
push
many
that
people can
button right there
legitimately take
on the pole,
fucking mean patadas to like the stomach or
the button?
you know what I'm saying? Like the average person is not gonna be able
little
to
light?
fucking endure that much pain, like liver shots.
It should
and
be on the bottom.
all of that stuff. So shit that we look at and like,
It's fine.
but it's like, bro, when you get hit with it, that's a completely different
I think I have
story.
it.
Yeah.
I think I have it pulled out.
Break a knee.
No, I was talking about the light, but I have it unplugged. My bad. But
Now, here's a cool question.
Bartender.
So, Carlos, when was the first time you were watching?
Bloodsport?
Yeah. Like, what do you remember? What do you remember exactly?
Honestly, bro,
Like,
I
from the beginning to the end, like, this is actually the first time I seen it. Like,
I think
Thanks, man.
More than likely,
mhm.
it was my dad and my older brother rented VHS.
Yeah.
Like, probably, I think it was Star Video Maywood. Like
Okay.
Star Video in Maywood. It used to be right there next to the 7, next to the the 7-Eleven next to across the street from the Denny's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think I remember, if I'm not mistaken, going there, picking the movie there, and then just
There's a
taking
plug
it
in the
home and
outlet?
watching it.
You can see
A
it.
lot of the movies, bro, a lot of the classics, like that's how. Because
No.
I remember,
Just
like
pull
when it
out
was, like
whatever's in
horror,
there.
or scary, like real scary shit.
That's
They'd
fine.
be like, hey,
It's
you
fine.
can't watch this. Like you're gonna have fucking nightmares.
No, it's
like,
good.
like you're too young for this shit, kind of thing. But you're still right there on the side acting stupid
Yeah.
with a blanket, like, oh, let me see, like, or acting like you fell asleep, but you're like really looking at it.
Yeah,
But-
the first movie I fucking saw was Chucky.
Oh yeah,
6 years old. I remember my mom and my grandma and them watching it, and I was like,
still scared of Chucky.
yeah.
I wasn't scared of Chucky, but fucking at that point, I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? what the
Now,
fuck is he doing?
as a kid, after watching that shit, I always thought, for whatever reason, if I left my limbs hanging off the bed, like something was gonna come by and cut
Oh
them.
yeah.
Like not cut them off, just be like, shh.
Gotcha.
But yeah, if anything, I remember the VHS story, and then after that, bro, like as a kid watching it, like again, you think you want. I guess everybody wants their own life to have this successful story and some type of inspiration. So when I watched it as a kid or teenager, like you're looking at it like, oh man, that's cool. Like he went from, like he was the hero,
Yeah.
right? He endured everything, even when all fucking odds are stacked against him. And then again, the whole storyline in the sense of him training and everything, like, dude, it's dope. It gives you something different versus, I think, the regular fighting scenes. Like, for example, like if you look at a lot of Jackie Chan's movies, like they're dope too, but they have a lot more. His scenes are a lot faster, more often, and he has like comedic relief because that's his personality, right? And he does kind of funny shit too, in the process of doing all his own stunts. The difference in this movie is that, it's kung fu and martial arts and everything, but again, the story's more like built up, like, and that's probably why it did. Because if you think about it, Rocky's still probably hot, right? Because when like Rocky 2, Rocky 3 came out, it came out in the 80s too.
Yeah.
So they probably had to, the first Rocky is like 78. Like I said, the first Rocky's in the 70s. But I know it might be 82, 83.
Looking back,
like Rocky 2
dun, dun,
and
dun.
Rocky 3 is probably like 84, 85, I think.
We gotta talk about Rocky later on.
Rocky 76.
Yeah, so 76.
Yeah.
Rocky 2 79.
Oh, okay, so I thought it was like 82.
Rocky 3 82.
Oh, okay.
okay, yeah.
So they waited.
485 5 is I remember 5 for whatever reason.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
young
80.
Tommy.
Damn.
Well, yeah.
Tommy Gunn,
Tommy
yeah.
Gunn.
80, bro. That's
And
crazy.
fun fact, that guy was an actual. He was an actual boxer, and he
Yeah.
died of HIV, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he had implants on his.
He did?
Like The Rock.
Crazy.
Yeah. The whole 90s time he was wearing the shirt. No, the corporate Rock when he had the fucking sweatsuit on.
Yeah.
Actually he got breast reduction.
No. So
Yeah.
he had gyno, and he had gyno surgery.
Yeah.
And the recovery from gyno surgery is a couple months, so that's when he was wearing the whole
Versace
the
shit.
whole shirts for a while. But whoever did that job, they did a good job.
Yeah, behind the matter.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck.
like scars.
Yeah,
you
Mama
don't see
said
those
always-
scars on the-
No. So you said your favorite scene. You said your favorite scene.
Another scene that
No, I mean,
sticks out when I was a kid. Remember when he was doing the splits fool with the chairs?
Yeah.
He's doing yeah.
don't you, Frankie?
Yeah.
Do you copy?
Don't you want to have kids someday?
Yeah, for real.
No, back to the like where you watch it. The one thing that always like keeps my childhood memory. When I used to go to Ensenada with my mom a lot to visit my cousins, my uncles out there, the bus drive. Whoever took like a bus out there, like those. Besides all that good stuff, besides all that good, there's always a TV in the far corner.
Uh-huh.
It feels like
A little ass TV.
Yeah, little big,
TV.
So obviously, if you show up early, you get the whatever seats you want.
Yeah.
So there was one day
Front
that
row.
it was my mom and my brother. We're going to Ensenada. We kind of showed like whatever. We were like a good distance, and that was actually one of the first times I ever remember watching Bloodsport. Like through the beginning, through the end. But same thing again, like the last time, Spanish.
In Spanish.
Oh, well, yeah, it would make
Combate mortal. No, that's Mortal Kombat. What would Bloodsport be in Spanish?
And it was pretty cool.
I think it does say that.
Isn't it though?
I think it does say that in one of the when it's like playing in Spanish or it's broadcast in Spanish.
Jesse, can you look that up real quick? Can you see what Bloodsport would be called in Spanish? What the title was be in Spanish? Let's see if it comes.
I think the first time I watched it was probably with you.
Really?
Maybe. Dude, most of the fucking movies we've seen, or most of the first time I've seen some movies is probably with you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. Grew up together and shit. What?
Contacto sangriento.
Oh, yeah.
Contacto sangriento.
Sangre de mi shit.
Yeah,
Sangre. Whole bunch of paisas coked out or what, ready to fight.
Pasa la bolsita, I'm about to go to the next round.
Like that George Carlin.
Oh, yeah. That's
tough,
sponsored
man.
by Budweiser.
Budweiser. Give him some kind of tool, that wills and stuff. Thoughts of the movies?
It's just a great movie overall. Fun movie.
That's great.
Definitely classic.
If
Watch
you
it
never
again.
watched it, highly recommend it at least once.
Yeah.
And then when he kills that guy, you go,
They turned their back on him.
yeah, well, because the judges turned their back on him. And then he waves them off, so like, you pussies, you pansies.
Hey, but you know what? What's funny though? Ray Jackson kind of had him. If he wouldn't have turned his back and started cheering.
Yeah, but again, that's part of like
You got to
the
stick
oh
to the
man,
bread.
he almost had him. That's what keeps you in the movie. Like he probably could have smashed on him
Sure.
because he came at him right away, and Chun-Li's not used to fighting somebody that's just gonna come in and be like, hey, we're gonna brawl.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, to the point of the movie, Chun-Li would have been he would have been a better opponent for Frank Dukes than Ray Jackson.
You got to stick to the stomach. Hit him in the stomach. Oh, yeah. His
Yeah.
weak spot.
What about when Chun-Li fucks up Jackson? And that's like the first, like, oh, nah, he dropped him. He got him.
Stomps on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You break my record. Now I break you.
The whole contest about breaking the record, that was pretty cool. Like he did it, like he created a new record.
Yeah.
See that? And then he gets mad. He looks like, what? Like, I just broke the record and he broke that record too right now?
Yep.
It was this good stuff with the gold tooth, huh?
Yeah.
Hussein. Something Hussein. It's funny that the guy that's cleaning the ring, he picks it up. He's like, oh, it fits. It's like,
No, he bites it.
yeah, it's real.
To make sure it's gold.
So I like that scene when Hussein was like talking to the reporter, like going to the room
Yeah.
right now, and you're like, no, I'm not going to your room. Like, no, you're coming. Like, damn, dude, shut the fuck down.
Yeah.
That fool was rough with it.
That's
And
That's what the 80s was.
And then that's why he comes in. That's why he comes in with the coin.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit's pretty quick.
No,
the fact that he flopped
turned
a
it around?
coin. No.
He flips
No,
it. He flips it around. No,
Oh, no,
he changes the coin.
No, because it was a U.S. coin, and he flopped it to the currency for.
Yeah.
All in all, it's a great fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
Little classic ass movie. Fucking just.
I think it's my favorite event.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say it.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter's your favorite?
We're going down river.
I'm gonna get on my boat. I'm gonna go down river.
Yep.
Rest in peace. No.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest
Yeah.
in peace.
Who? Julia Roberts.
No.
No, no,
no.
Fuck. I forgot it.
Fuck.
Robert
Oh yeah, it is.
Robert
It is.
Julia.
Roberts.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Robert Julia?
Robert Julia.
Julia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts, bro.
Yeah,
What the
fuck.
I said Julia. Yeah, check on that.
Yeah.
No, it was Gomez Adams. Fucking.
Robert Julia.
Is it right?
Confirm it.
Street Fighter. Since we are
Raul Julia.
Raul
Oh.
Julia. Yeah.
Raul
No.
Julia.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought we figured something out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's fuck. Robert Julia. Yeah. That's his
Bison.
last fucking.
That was his last movie, right? Street
yeah.
Fighter.
Yeah. He had. What was it? Colon cancer
Yeah, I think it was called.
or some cancer. He fucking.
That's right.
And he only did it for his family, or did it for his
For his kids,
Yeah.
kids. I remember reading
because his
that,
kids
yeah.
were like they loved like
Street Fighter.
I think it was either Street Fighter or like comic book movies and shit. And he was like, I'll do this one. Fuck it. All right. Next movie.
Next movie.
The next movie is The Faculty because it's, we're going into areas and shit. So this one came out November 12th, 1998. The worldwide gross for this one was 40 million, and the budget was 15 million.
Considering the special effects it had, 50 million seems pretty.
Yeah.
The special effects it had.
The special effects were obviously good for the time. But seeing it now is like, ooh, shit.
What's cool about that one, and bro, it's a movie I watched a long time ago, and I was trying to like rewatch it.
Yeah.
I think what's dope about that one is it still gave you that classic. What was it? 98, right?
98, yeah.
Like it still gives you that 90s school vibe.
Yeah.
What was it? What was it about the late 90s that had so many high school movies? And you know what's funny though? That the person who wrote The Faculty, I believe he wrote Scream and also I Know What You Did Last Summer. So he's kind of in there with the high school. Yeah.
Maybe he just conquered that style, like that genre, and he knows how to just switch it up. If you make the money
for the
off
horror
it,
school genre,
sure.
that started it probably.
it
was good, though.
I think it's because during that time frame, if you really think about it, the 90s, like a lot of high schools were doing a lot more. Like every decade had its thing, like the 50s, the 60s. I think when you get to like the late 80s, the 90s, like they're partying more, like partying, right? Because maybe in the late 70s, very early 80s, like drugs were around, but drugs are expensive. So only rich, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to be rich to have drugs to enjoy.
Yeah.
So I think it shows more the aspect of like in the 90s, there's a lot more of these kids are experimenting with a lot more stuff, and like let's make it relatable because we all got teenagers and we all kind of know that they could all be funky. Like I was tripping out in the beginning of that movie. I guess he was selling whatever he was selling
The little
out of the pens.
Yeah, the pens.
The
You know,
pens,
like
yeah.
and then you know what I trip out on? It was
The guy from the 70s show?
no, well yeah, from him, but he's a fucking keto. But your favorite guy, fucking Elijah Wood, fucking Harry Potter.
Fucking.
He was in the stall in the beginning, like bleeding from his nose after he sniffed that shit.
No, he got beat up.
He got beat up early in the
they beat him up.
first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
dude that sells the fucking the pens, and the chick that's fucking goth, the lesbian one, or they
Sophie?
thought we were don't they look the same? Right? Like I was like, oh shit, they look this. Because they have the little fucking
The hair,
squinty
the messy
eyes
hair.
and the messy hair and shit.
That's funny.
I just thought that was funny.
So I kind of just noticed this too, that the high school thing, is it more like of a horror genre type of thing? Because Freddy was also high school kids.
Yeah.
I think Halloween, she was also in high school.
Yeah, there's a bigger reason.
So I think
It's a bigger reason for high school.
Like late
predators.
80s, early 90s, maybe
I don't wanna
like
get political
late
here.
90s a little bit
So I'll
too.
leave that there.
It was more of a horror school type thing, like Freddy. Going after teens and shit like that. And I think that's where that kind of genre like came about.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it.
I know.
It was fucking like seeing the high schooler, like fucking scream and shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What's your favorite
And
scary
then
movie?
if you think about it, 98 when that movie came out, we were like already in like middle school.
Yeah,
I would like to say.
13.
So it's like already going into high school almost.
yeah,
So if you watch that movie like a year or 2, 3 years later, it makes even more sense to you because now you've been exposed to all of that. And then obviously as an adult, when you watch that, it's like, oh yeah, everybody's lived at your age now. Everybody, unless you're going to private school
yeah.
or some shit like that. But I'm sure still.
Like, were you able to relate to the high school, like when they're playing football?
Fucking Usher.
Nah.
What do you play football?
Maybe the football culture and the camaraderie type thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because you guys are brothers on the field and you guys give each other a hard time to bring the best out of you.
Yeah,
But I don't think a lot of schools, especially in minority, like you can't, I don't know, bro. I feel like that's rural America. Like that's
yeah.
maybe smaller towns. Like in the beginning when they're
Like
talking
Texas.
about like, oh, there's no money for this. There's no money. Hey, sorry, you can't take that field trip to New York.
Yeah,
And this, and that, right? And they're like, oh, but, and then he makes a comment and he says, oh, but you're going to be able to get new pads. And she's like, yeah, they're going to get new jerseys, new knee pads, and whatever the
New
hell they
cups
want them.
and shit.
Because this is, new jock straps.
Yeah.
He goes, because this is a football town.
Right.
Yeah,
So he goes, how many people attend the football games? So pretty much then, everybody goes. So I can't relate to it like that, like on a Texas level. But maybe other schools in Southern California, Northern California can, like St. John Bosco, like they're a fucking amazing pro. Yeah,
Well, did you guys get, when you guys played, did you guys get alumni coming back and watching?
Yeah, all
games?
the time, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Okay.
even us, like, we went for like the next year or 2 or maybe even
Yeah.
3. But after that, you don't know nobody no more. It's good to go watch, but I think, like, I haven't, even our football team, like, they did well and all of that. Like, bro, I haven't gone to watch. I would love to, but work and life gets in the way of everything, dog. So, I mean, the football, like the aspect, like there's things that are relatable in that movie. Because as a teenager, you go through a lot of stuff and you see a lot of shit too. And a lot of shit you got to turn a blind eye to because it's not your business, So I
the
think
chicken, the dude fighting and shit.
yeah, like there's certain shit, like you're gonna stand up for certain things. Like I put myself in a lot of stupid positions because either I wanted to defend a girl's honor or some fucking dumb, be a hero, do dumb shit like that. I look at it now, it's like, bro, I shouldn't even put myself in that fucking position. But you go through that, you live through that, and I think that's what's dope about that movie is that you just see them all vulnerable. Like there's a lot of fuck ups that are just fucking living their life every day, and then some random ass fucking alien type shit kind of takes over,
And
And it comes together with the fucking misfits.
Yeah.
There's like the jock, and then there's like the schoolboy, whatever.
Well, the
there's
jock that
cheerleader.
wants to be a fucking,
He wants to be normal,
normal, supposedly normal.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit football.
Yeah, and then
I'm gonna quit all sports. I'm gonna quit playing ball.
the fucking nuke chick, the fucking the
the stoner girl,
the fucking
the fuck
stoner
up,
dude,
whatever.
the fucking dropout, or
Yeah.
not the dropout, the someone that got held back repeatedly.
Yeah.
And then the fucking geek, which was the fucking main dude that won the shit,
For real.
or supposedly.
Or
But-
would.
Hey, just
Fucking-
real quick. So, Josh Hartnett.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
So, I've never seen the movie.
You ever watch the movie?
No,
Oh,
I really haven't. So, who's Josh Hartnett in that?
So he was the one that got held back. So he was like a year older.
Yeah.
He drove. He was the one that was dealing drugs. But he's really smart though. Like he knew a lot about like biology and like
No, he was a smart guy.
Yeah, he was
He
a
was
really
smart.
smart guy.
I mean, he has fucking 3 more years.
But he was like slanging drugs. And,
Yeah, they held him back a year because I think in the opening scene they're telling him like he got held back his second year.
Yeah.
Now,
senior year.
good question for both of you. The T1000.
Uh-huh.
I gotta say
Yeah,
that right
yeah,
now.
for sure.
I gotta
Robert
say that.
Patrick,
I
the
gotta
coach.
see this.
That's what I was gonna bring up too. I was like, when he was talking about the football stuff, I've never had a coach that fucking
Well,
anal and fucking
savage,
that fucking
yeah.
that's savage as a person like that.
No, I understand. That's what I was about to get at right now. I had him as a PA teacher. Okay.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
PE teacher,
Where?
that's different.
Huh? And Bill.
Football.
Bill, who was it?
Perez.
Miss Schaefer?
Perez.
Yeah, Perez. That's
That
why.
could be a little rough.
That's why I'm like.
He was our football coach. He was
I know.
badass.
When he was our. No, okay, dude. But it just say, for me, my point of view, when he was an RP, he was a cool guy, chill. Every time I talked to him, he always remember my name. I don't know, I felt like really joyful. Always talk to him and everything. But behind the scenes, he's a coach. I don't know how rough he was, how really he would talk shit to you, or like.
If you were an athlete and other coaches knew you were an athlete,
Yeah.
and they knew that you played certain sports, and another coach knew you, and you went into that, you were treated like an adult.
Yep.
Like you were treated like a man, like because other coaches. So coaches would give you shit, like they'd just talk shit, because they're like, it's almost like they're really older brothers, just kind of punking you to get tough, you know, in other ways. Yeah. So when I knew that, when like all the fucking, you know, where you dress in the fucking locker room, and then it's the coach's office, and they all got their own desk in there.
Yeah.
Like if you went in there, bro, you better be ready to fucking take some bullshit, bro. You
toss
better
some
have fucking
shit, too.
thick skin.
Yeah,
if you're ready to get fucking owned by all the coaches in there.
So my senior year, I had to help out the janitor that was inside the office where all the football coaches are, baseball, all that shit. So I would hear everything, and for the most part, I wouldn't do shit. You know, he would be, you know, like he would clean up the trash from the locker rooms, but other than that, sit there and talk shit with the coaches, the varsity coaches, all that shit, and I would just be sitting there like,
cool.
Yeah, fuck it. They, you know, like, yeah, I would jump in too, and they're like, come on, Gutierrez, what are you doing? You know, shit like that. So it was, you would have to either do something like that, or even get to the point where you're really cool with the fucking coach. You know, you're getting pretty much mentored by them and being like brought into that realm. You know?
Yeah, if you could survive, honestly, if you could survive the tough love, like, you know, coaches
they try to
usually
break you down, dog.
coaches usually get a respect for you.
Yeah.
You know? But that shit could be lost in an instant too, so.
No, that's true. That's why, once again, that little tough love, yeah, it's a little bit different. I'm not used to it.
Oh, you gotta be tough.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. It's just like,
They don't want. They're not trying to do it to put you down. They're just trying to like motivate you, because they see you at a point where you're on the ground level, and you're trying to grow up. That's all it is.
I'm pretty sure everyone can relate with this, like where to work. Sometimes there's those veterans workers. They give you that tough love. They push you. No, most of them. I wouldn't say all of them, but there's a few that I work with. I got in that tough love before, like working, but it's a better ass. Like, dude, they want me to grow. They want me to.
What are you talking about?
Going back to the T1000, did you guys get the name of John Stewart, that plays the biology coach, biology professor?
No.
I forgot what his name.
The one who got
Edward Furlong.
The one who got dependent on.
You guys know who Edward Furlong? His name in the movie was Edward Furlong.
No.
Yeah,
What?
which is the name of John Connor from Terminator 2. Yeah. Another quick little fact. You know how Shooter McGavin from...
Shooter.
So there's a scene where he tells the coach, like, hey, coach, good luck tomorrow. And he goes, you bet. He does a shooter thing.
Yeah.
He does a shoot. Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I can't wait for it to happen.
But it's dope because people who watched it, I like low key. That cast was pretty heavy. Like,
Yeah, that was good.
It's a pretty good cast. Like when you look at
It
it.
is.
The teacher, one of the teachers, the young one, she's Phoenix from the X-Men.
From X-Men.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because I'm sitting there watching it. me and my wife are, and then all of a sudden, fucking Shooter comes out. I was like, fucking Shooter, fucking baby.
And I feel like that is all right. So I barely found out it's a Robert Rodriguez movie. So it's a Robert Rodriguez movie. So I think of like that cast that he has, and like the cast from Dust, because From Dusk Till Dawn has a big ass cast too.
Yeah.
So it's like here's another little from So another little fun fact: when Elijah Wood's character Casey, he gets elbowed and he's in the restroom and he's holding his nose because he's bleeding.
I didn't even catch that. I thought it was because maybe he fucked around and snorted the.
No, he got his ass whipped.
Because it's like, it's like right there. He's telling him the shit to snort, and then that was in the. Yeah, so I thought that was like, damn, that must be some shit.
Aggressive, dog.
Hey, by the way, back to that, the beating he got, it was pretty fucked up.
Dude,
because they ran.
Okay, hold on. Before anything else, in high school, all of us, did you ever see anybody get fucked up like that?
Bully like that? Nah.
I saw people got fucking talk shit too.
Clown.
Yeah, clown, but that's
like
it.
Nah.
I honestly, I don't.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, I got in a few fights here and there.
Yeah.
No, but I mean that was.
No, but like I'm
But
saying,
you know what? I was also the type of person. Again, I shouldn't have gotten involved in a lot of things that didn't concern me.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I saw stuff like that, I stepped in for people.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it was like a fool as big as me or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I know he's going to fuck that fool up. Like, I'll step in. I'll be like, hey, homie, like, what's up? What's going on? Like, look at this
Yeah.
guy. He's a lot smaller than you. And then,
pick on some of your own.
no, well, yeah, bro. Hey, bro, I look, I have my own, just like anybody else, dog. I got my own fucking traumas. I got my own fucking problems. So, during that time, it was I didn't give a fuck. I would sock lockers, headbutt lockers, and if I just had one of my own trips, and that's how I was feeling that day. Yeah, bro. Like, so I would step in. I would like to say I prevented a lot of maybe that from happening.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, bro, like these guys, and it's true, like they'd get somebody in their face, their own size, and sometimes these guys are bigger than me, and I'm just like, well, I better be able to take these motherfuckers. Like,
True.
but,
I can relate to that real quick because I went through a situation like that during high school. Yeah, this guy, dude, he was like way taller than me, bigger than me. I'm like a little, 6 feet, but this guy is much bigger, And he can just pick me up and toss me. But yeah, sure enough, some guy stepped in, like, so.
It's probably Carlos.
And you know what though? Back then too, well, like in our high school, like there was a lot of old wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, like for us, like as big as the football team was and everything, wrestling was really heavy too.
Yeah.
Like when I joined, I mean, eventually I got grade cut too, but I think second year. But when I was there and I was a freshman, a lot of the seniors, they were like tough motherfuckers, and around the school they were known as like those guys that were like fuck it, like if you want to get in a fight, like let's get in a fight.
Yeah.
So I think I learned that from them because you would see them also like kind of like protecting people, like be right, like act right, like be like honorable, like be respectful, and that's why I'm saying I think like just kind of hanging out with them and getting to know them a little bit and seeing that as people older, like dudes older than me, like, hey, you can still be helping people with like your size and shit like that. When I saw that shit, I think that's kind of.
But would you have thought about that if you didn't play any sports? Like if you grew up without.
I think so either way though, bro, because I have a little brother, I have a little sister, I have an older brother, so I think when you put yourself in that position, because look, bro, like I was a knucklehead. I'm grateful. I'm still here. Like, just
I mean,
I did a lot of
shit.
but what I'm saying is because I did what I tried to do and be out there and seen shit and done shit.
Yeah.
I think I still, even if I wasn't in sports, I'd still be like, that's not fucking right.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? Like, get down with me, Like, if that's, if you're going to do this and you're just punking this guy, because if they got their own beef, that's their own problem.
Yeah.
But if it's one of those, like, things where, like, you're just being a bully and you're being a dick to this person that, you're probably going to kick their ass.
Yeah.
Like, I think I still stand, and I'm like that now. And again, I try not to be as advocate and political and shit like that. But sometimes shit happens, man, and
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta speak up and say things. So I think I've always had that in my blood, bro. So I think regardless of whether sports or not, like
Yeah.
standing up for people and doing shit like that, like I think it's important that you do that now, and just be kind, bro. You like be kind. I think the other day went to grocery, there was an old lady, dog. She had a little envelope with like I think it had like $20, and her groceries were like $8-9, and she was going through her bills, and I was like, I got it, like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if I ain't got it, like I'll sacrifice so I can help that lady because
Yeah.
maybe her life is a lot harder. So I think as people we got to think about that shit too. So
Yeah.
and that all relates to the high school too, because there's people who are like that want to help each other and defend each other, and there's people who are just straight assholes too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, but back to what I was saying though. So when he has that bloody nose and he's like there in the restroom all fucking bleeding out, there's like writing on the star, right?
Yeah.
It's written Tito and Tarantula, which is a band from Dusk Till Dawn. Yes, that's why I was like, yeah, they're the one that sing that song.
You know who they are, right? Los Lobos.
Those Lobos?
They're those logos?
Yeah, bro, it's Los Lobos. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, bro.
Because
Los
Tito
Lobos.
Tarantula, they're the ones from the Sudan. He's the actor that comes on Desperado.
Man, I can't wait to talk about that. I can't wait to talk about that. That'll be happening soon. But fucking
That's done with that one.
the special effects
Special
are
effects, yeah,
good
good
for the times.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're like, wow, that shit looks terrible. But
I'll be
dude, the
honest about
fucking
something, though.
what?
Oh, it is.
I
Dude, I
prefer-
thought. You know what? You know what it is? Oh, Los Lobos play La Bamba
Right.
in La Bamba. Never mind.
Okay.
You're right.
Cross them.
Yeah, I was just thinking in my head. I
Cross
was
them
like,
out?
oh, they're both old movies. It's,
Crossed them out.
So the scene that I like, sorry.
Quick thing. I prefer old special effects than UCJ. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, here's
Yeah.
the thing. I just saw Superman
Uh-huh.
just before, actually 2 days before I watched The Faculty again, and I was like, "Fuck, yeah." The special effects look fucking good, but this shit looks way better. The Faculty. I'm like, because I'm an old school head. I love that shit. I love the old school movies. It just being able to see the movies how they were and how it progresses to now.
Yeah.
But the special effects then, dude, the fucking tentacles coming out
Yeah.
when the fucking the shit gets into the water and
Yeah.
fucking tries to attack them and shit like
She
that.
loses her head.
Yeah, like
She's trying to
it's
find
just-
it.
That's what I was about to bring up when everyone's at the football field.
Yeah.
Everyone's like
Oh,
absorbing
yeah,
the rain.
Uh,
Dude, that shit was a pretty cool scene. You
Yeah.
just see like the actual form of them, like the little thunderstorm. You just see like kind of like the X-ray moment.
Right. Yeah, that was cool.
That was
The,
pretty.
and you can obviously tell the big puppet at the end
Mhm.
as the big monster,
Queen.
where she's at the inside of the what is the fucking benches and shit like that.
Lockers and
Yeah,
like
the fucking
benches.
Jim.
the
bleachers.
the bleachers. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I was like, fuck, what is it called? Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah? Where there's closing and shit, and you can tell it's a big ass.
Big ass city.
Big ass fucking like the fuck, what were they back in the day? Like they were like the it wasn't CGI or anything, it was like the puppets, the big ass puppet of the monster and shit. It looked fucking dope. That fucking looked cool. Yeah, and CGI, because you can tell a little bit of it was CGI, but you can tell like, oh, that's special. That's a little bit special effects, and that's also the original like classic fucking monster type of fucking thing.
Yeah.
But shit was good. I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I really liked this movie. Like when it came out, it was one of the movies I had on VHS. I would rewatch it. Like I like this movie.
I actually watched it the first time when I was at a friend's house staying over.
Yeah.
It was one of those movies that I'm like, oh shit, like one of those horror movies that once again I can watch at home type of thing. And I was like, oh damn. And once again, going back to the exposure of high school. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I was barely 10 years old when the first time I watched that movie. Like,
Yeah,
well, I would probably 11, give or take, because as soon as it came out on VHS, the release date, whatever. But I just remember like, damn, that's gonna be high school.
Yeah, that's what you
like
expected. Fucking aliens and shit.
I don't know, not
Like the
basically,
pressure.
For real.
mostly about the whole different groups. But
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
understanding.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was
And
understanding.
did you guys see that when you were in high school?
Yeah.
The groups and shit. The fucking.
I did, for sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't like segregation, but yeah, like people would stick to like their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and I'll give you a perfect example. With Jesse and the football homies, they were over here by where they sell the chips
Yep, I remember.
and the whatever by the lunch line, right?
The cup of noodles. There used to be a vending machine.
There's one right there in the back by the restrooms.
Uh,
So I would go from there to go say what's up to these fools because they're my football homies, right? Then I would go to the middle with like the popular kids, right? Go bullshit with them a little while, right? That like middle of the like
The
lunch
middle
benches
quad,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like that was like, yeah, like that's you're cool if you're right there. And then pretty much this side, I would like to say it was like a little bit of the quad and the stage. Honestly, I felt like it was a lot of like little paisillas chilling, like kind of found their little spots.
yeah.
And then if you went to the back, on the right in the back behind the other exit, it was like a lot of the skaters, the rockers, and then and then there was a lot of the wrestlers. I mean, they would kick it like the older fools would, and then the younger fools in the back and shit. So I would do that. I would, because you know what, bro, I never judged nobody. Like I want to be cool with everybody because why not? You know, different people, different things. So I mean, yeah, I did that. I did see that in school, and I was a part of that where I made time like every lunch almost to do my rounds and get around and say what's up to everybody, and you know, at the same time, it's I guess it's more special because then people from different like groups see you and be like, okay, that person's genuine, like that person's a cool guy. Because no matter if you're a skater, no matter if you're an athlete, no matter if you're fucking a gangster, no matter if you're whatever. You know, like, you know, respect is respect. So
Yeah.
I can relate to that because when I first started the school, right, Bell, yeah, I didn't really have nowhere. Always hanged out with you guys, like with the football team, which it was on the side by the restrooms, you know. And I just and I just always remember that fucking cup of noodle and vending machine because I always get that shit.
Everybody always ate that. for the
Cup of
most part,
noodles?
Yeah, what was it, like $2 or like $1.50 or something like that?
Yeah. It was and later on I found out the hack. You just bring your own cup, put it in there, and you can just get the hot water.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Fuck it.
Later on I found the hack later on. But I did the same thing. I never had anyone in the main popular area or the buy side. I never really hang out those areas. Mostly it was just that section where we used to hang out in the dark side. And always the middle section, the alley.
Yeah. Like where Machine Shop was at, right?
Machine,
yes.
Wood shop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The alley.
The alley. It was the alley. Come on. So I always hanged out those three sections.
They're like, don't bring attention to myself. I'll be right here in the alley.
And like, there were some times that like everyone can relate. I don't know. There's still tracks. I don't know. A, B,
In a
and
lot of
C.
schools, there's no more tracks.
No,
more
there's
tracks?
no more. No, there's
In
no
a
more
lot
time.
of schools, I don't think that should exist.
No, it
bro.
doesn't exist. So back what I remember, A and B used to be in the most crowded ones.
Really?
Yeah.
The most crowded ones. And C was like the least amount. So when you see A or B like out, you will see like a whole section disappear. Because when A and B were used to be together,
There was a lot more people.
That's a crazy perspective I never thought about.
no, you never realized that.
I never noticed
No,
that.
because when B and C was in there, less crowded.
Yeah,
it was just
there's-
way more less. And I feel like
What track were you?
How were we divided?
I was B.
Oh, yeah.
I was in B.
Bitch track.
Damn.
I
What
was-
are you,
I was-
ass track?
Asshole.
I was B and A.
Yeah, they switched me to B track for like
I was B and
a
A.
semester.
I was really trying. When did you become B?
I was,
Yeah, when
I
were you
was-
B-track?
I was B.
Oh,
B.
you've never been in B.
Yes, I did. Yeah, bro.
Uh,
Beginning, beginning of 6th grade because of where I live.
Oh, because it's 6th grade.
Listen.
No, I understand. It's 6th grade though.
His name is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. In total, like, it's still valid, the point that he's saying. Like, I've always seen A and B, like, the most populated tracks. Obviously, they went based off of where you lived. And
Is
then,
that how it was divided?
yeah, but, it was like, yeah. It was always based off of where you lived in the city, to my understanding. That way, it's like this whole corner of the city is in school. And this whole corner of the city is in school. So, like, I think that's why it alternated. And then what was it? 2 months on, 4 months?
Yeah.
2 months, 2 months off, 4 months on, right?
Yes.
Like, that's how it used to be. So I remember that. And I remember C-Track.
Damn, I don't even remember what I was when I was there.
And I always remember that shift every single time. Every time I was going to the fitness screen, like, damn, man, I've seen these guys. They're out for 2 months. You know, I see the new group. You know, my transition.
But no matter what, bro, you got beef with everybody on every track.
Oh yeah, that's always that's a guarantee.
I think like if it depended on the crowd you hung out with, you're like, fuck that, bro. You know, like
That's true.
So last thoughts about the movie?
Any favorite scenes? We can talk about favorite scenes.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning is dope. Like when I saw T
Oh, the T1000
T1000?
fucking freaking the fuck out.
like I was just like, oh yeah, this is dope, you know? And how like it gives you like in the beginning, I think in the beginning, like he's a football coach, he's right there, he's hitting the sprinkler with his hand, like trying to cover it, and somebody already came up to him, and you can easily assume like that's one of the alien life forms that took over his body, you know?
I think it was the lady that's with him after the fact.
Yeah, that kills the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that
she's
kills
like the older lady, the fucking scarf.
And then she
shit.
comes in the next day and he goes, "You look very nice, or
Nice
you're
today."
looking very
Yeah.
nice." And she
You look
does, and
very
she has her
pretty
her
today.
makeup and everything. She doesn't have her glasses,
Yeah.
and then she gives them that glare, like we're both infiltrating them right now.
It's
you
because
know?
the aliens, what they do is they
Make you the opposite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that couple that was always fighting, when you saw them after they were transformed, whatever, they're all lovey-dovey and shit.
Yeah.
The coach, he was always angry, and after he got, that alien is, he was all like chill, relax, you know what I'm saying? That's what they were like, hey, how come like you play football now you want to be like all academic and shit? Like you're the head cheerleader, now you're wearing fucking glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's always like the opposite.
True. Hey, look at the Phoenix. She was like a nerdy teacher trying to be respectful. Like she was really, and next to the point she transformed, like 0 fucks. You're a piece of shit. You know, and like
She's all crazy talking shit to him.
Look, dude, he actually burned that guy pretty.
Yeah, she's fucking.
Would you trust the white chick?
The new one?
The new one, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have suspected her. I don't think I would have. But now, now that I know the movie, it's like, yeah, obviously it was her. But I mean, at first, I don't think I would have suspected her. Yeah. My favorite scene is when they know that they're being taken over by aliens and they're walking out and everyone's staring at them.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, because everyone knows like they're like they haven't been
They're
infected
not
yet or
violent,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's all looking at him like.
Yeah, I like that.
But
scene.
I think the only thing is with that is that most of them were taken over with like the popular or the jocks or something to that effect. Because when they were doing the, can you report to the principal's office? And there was a line of them. Yeah. They were like the regular ass students were just walking around, not even doing shit. So I think for the ones that were just staring at them, because you could tell, like you could see some people staring at them, but then other people are just like, and then carrying on with whatever they were doing and shit. So you could tell which one was an alien and which one was just not there yet. Yeah. So like, but that seems fucking all right. Let's walk out here, walk out normal, and then the fucking music hits.
Yeah, and it has a really dope. It has a dope version of Another Brick in the Wall. That's for that song. Yeah, that's a dope version of that song. Sick. But I found a really good video on YouTube. There's a really good video on YouTube if you guys are a fan of the movie, where they list out a bunch of like Easter eggs and like fun facts. Like that's where I got some of the facts. Yeah. Like the Shooter McGavin and shooting shit. And if you notice in the movie, a lot of them are wearing Tommy Hilfiger. I don't know if you guys know. I never noticed it when I watched it until now. I realized it. I guess they had like some campaign with the movie or something like
No,
Sponsored by Solo.
No, man.
It's Tommy
No.
Hilfiger.
no FB County.
Frisco
Frisco Bend.
No swap meet, fucking Fabu.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes, it was the whole when they were doing the experiment, when they managed to get like a little sample from that little bug,
Yeah.
and they cut a little piece of it and they give it to the rat.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, it just fucked them up. It's just the whole fact that, once again, going back to this guy, this character, you're like, dude, this guy is like smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, dissecting his.
He dissecting, he started going, he's analyzing, like, dude, this is this.
I mean, that's what will happen after 2 years. You know, you get a little. You're just like, fuck it. I might as well learn something. All in all, great movie.
Great movie. I watched
Yeah.
it again. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked this movie.
All right, we're back. We've been running for a little bit and bullshitting for a while, but last movie is gonna be so it had 2 releases. Okay, so this is American Psycho, had 2 releases. One was at Sundance, and it was the beginning of the year of 2000. It was January the 21st, and then the release date for the movie actual time was April 14th, 2000.
Did it win Sundance?
I don't know when. I don't know about that, but the let's see, the gross of the movie was 34 million, and it was on a budget of 7 million. So, thoughts on this damn crazy ass movie?
So it was my first time watching this movie, right? The only thing, American Psycho.
No, but like when at this point, or when you were okay, fine, okay.
Yesterday was the first time I watched it.
Okay.
So I only kind of know about it because of the memes that go around. You know, when he's like walking with his headphones.
Yeah.
I never thought he was listening to fucking Walking on Sunshine.
Yeah, well,
I was like, what the fuck? This is a movie? I tripped out on it. It was a cool movie. I don't know if I'd watch it again, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're tripping, bro. I've watched that movie like 100 times.
Did I miss something?
And I have that DVD. No,
I think you
It's
had
a
to watch
movie
it
to
at
watch
that
it again.
time.
You think so?
It's because you probably watched it because we were gonna talk about it and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you're like, I gotta watch it to. You didn't get to watch it to enjoy it.
Yeah.
How about this? I enjoyed the first 30 minutes of it or something. And then I just, at the end, he didn't get caught? Did I miss something about the ending?
Yes.
So we'll get into that. At the
Okay.
end.
Yeah.
We're gonna open up a fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Maybe I was
I don't
thinking,
even know what the fuck is going on.
I was thinking like maybe I missed something because I only watched it once. Maybe there's something I didn't catch or
Yes,
something.
yes, there
There's
is.
just
But-
a big message.
Yeah.
Like, it's
There's a
Because
lot.
right, so I'm gonna go right to my favorite scene when he kills Paul Allen.
You know, this is.
Yeah, dude. It's 'cause-
So, this is a-
Patrick Bateman is a very, very trippy character. Dude.
No,
Like,
he
he's
is.
a very crazy character. But then when he's putting on the raincoat and he comes his
Why
axe,
you got a raincoat on?
Yeah.
because when you got the news, but he calls
The
like
newspaper.
whatever time
You got a
Yeah.
dog or something?
or financial say or something. He goes, you got a child? He goes, no, I don't. And then he's backpedaling and dancing with the raincoat.
Yep.
He goes, is that a raincoat? Yes, it is. Yeah. Hey, Paul.
This is that one song.
It's hip to be square.
Hip to be square, yeah. This
And he's
movie,
talking about it.
freaky as fuck,
Right.
crazy as fuck. American Psycho. What
Bro,
what else can you
the
say?
detective knew, right?
So
Otherwise,
this is-
why would
so
it bring
this
up
is
this song?
This is the thing, bro.
Okay, so check this out.
Because there's an act. This is, from my understanding, it's a book as well. I never read the book.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna claim that I read the book,
Yeah.
but it's essentially about human nature
Mhm.
and how during that time, like late '80s, early '90s, or it's like the '80s, '90s, how people that were wealthy, people that were in power, pretty much essentially, almost like literally saying, got away with murder.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's why it's essentially like, well, perfect example, one of the scenes he goes, she's like, so when are we gonna do it, when are we gonna get married? And they're talking in the back of the limo,
Mhm.
and he goes, I can't take time off, I just can't do it. And he goes,
Yeah.
what do you mean, you're a partner and my father practically owns the company? He goes, because I want to fit in, because he's a narcissist, you
Yep.
know. So Like that's like for me from beginning to end. First, I'll start with first time I saw it, same shit. I think I was yeah. It had just because what
It was
high school.
2000.
I was already like 14, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was on VHS. And then my homie, we slept over at my homie's pad. What's up, go if you ever see this? Fernando, the homie Canales. But we watched that shit there,
Yeah.
and I'll never forget it. Like his little brother was like my brother's age, and me and Daffo, the older brother, were like the same. But I met him, their family, through my little brother
All right.
Mm.
because they were our neighbors across the bridge off of Gage,
Oh,
like
okay.
literally right over,
Mhm.
and they lived like 3 or 4 houses. So we're kind of neighbors. But then they moved to BG, so we would go maybe like once or twice a month and go hang out. And every now and then we'll hang out, we'll sleep over, have pizza. The parents get pizza, shit like that,
Yeah.
And that was the first time that I watched the movie.
Mm.
Like, yeah, that's cool and shit like that. For me, my favorite character is
Patrick Bateman?
Patrick Bateman, because he shows how savage you could be with money.
Yeah.
Like money is everything, but even having like I think again like to what we were gonna say, like having all that money still doesn't make you happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And again, you could literally like when they're in the walking in the alley,
Yeah.
and goes, "Al, you reek of shit, Al."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh, you're so kind. You're so like, oh, how'd you lose your job? Drinking on the job, insider trading? Just kidding." And he's talking and like, and then he acts like he's gonna help him out, and then he snaps.
He snaps.
Like, we don't have anything in common.
And he kills
He
the dog.
goes and he kills the dog and
Yeah.
everything, and then,
Dick.
but again, it's just the narcissism aspect of
Yeah.
like, I'm greater than you.
Yeah.
Like you smell like shit. Like we're two different class of people. Like you're a fucking bum in an alleyway,
Yeah.
and I'm this rich dude. So like just showing that, and that was part of his like one of his first murders that he kind of gets away with. In the beginning, he killed. If you guys don't catch on,
Mhm.
beginning he kills that blonde chick that's he walks behind, and then her head is in the fridge.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So like once you watch the movie a few more times, you'll catch all those details.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, again, for me, one of the reasons that I like, again, the first time I saw it, I was, with my homies. So a lot of the movies, and I think you guys can all relate, we could all relate, is that a lot of these movies, like the older ones, bring some kind of nostalgia or
Yeah.
maybe a cool moment,
Yeah.
from when you were younger, so to speak,
Yeah.
and less things to worry about as an adult. But
Wow.
as I've watched it more and more as an adult that has responsibilities and things like that, you actually think about it more like, and now, again, not to get political or anything, but a lot of the shit that's happening right now, like money eventually makes the world go round and rules.
Cash rules money.
Nice.
Thank you.
You know?
But that's essentially what happens, and that's kind of what that movie's about. Like even when he goes and he's on a fucking killing spree, and then he's just shooting everybody. They
Yeah.
ask him to sign in. He goes to the wrong building.
Yeah.
He tries to fucking feed the cat into the ATM and pulls out the gun. That's how that whole shit starts. And then he calls the lawyer
Confesses.
and he confesses everything. And I just had to kill a lot of people. Like, like just his, like he, after confessing all that shit, like he had a kick out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's losing his fucking mind, but he had it created dopamine for him,
Yeah.
at the same time, and he enjoyed it, and he's laughing, and that's why, a lot of times, like even in the end when, he confessed, like, oh, that was a joke, or like, oh yeah, you left the message, and he listens to that, like, it's all cover-ups. It's all cover-ups. It's how the rich kind of cover up each other's fuck ups.
Yeah.
Like they're the elite, they're the people who are out there, they control the wealth. A lot of them control the wealth of what's going on with the economy because they're traders. So that's kind of where that goes.
Yeah.
And
I don't really get why nobody recognized him. Like Paul Allen would call him someone else, and then the lawyer thought he was someone else too.
Yeah.
I think I get it. I didn't really get it.
So, go ahead.
No, it's because it's like what I understand is like which one are you talking about?
Like for example, Paul Allen, the guy that he kills.
Yeah, because I think there's someone else named because there's a scene that
There's another guy. I'm trying to remember his fucking name.
yeah because
He's someone else.
it's because it's really hidden because when you call him out, there's a guy behind him. They're hanging out.
Yeah. I
You
know
turn
you're talking about.
around.
Yeah.
That's why he kind of like
It's in the opening scene. I can't remember his fucking
It's
name.
when they're
right now.
showing
I'm sure
the
it'll-
business cards.
Yeah, well, he comes back. He goes, "Oh, he has a thing for Valentino suits." He goes, "A lot of us confuse us."
Yeah.
He goes, and we have the same
barber.
barber, except
My haircut's a little
my-
better. Fucking asshole, dude. Looking
You know, like
yeah.
not Paul Allen. He's Patrick Bateman. I can't remember. Can't believe I can't fucking remember.
Marcus something, isn't it?
Some
Marcus
research.
Allen?
No, Marcus
some
something.
research.
Marcus. What is it?
Come on, Justin.
Come on.
he got stuck right now.
It's because I don't know shit about
So-
this.
so you never watched that,
confused as fuck right now.
Have you ever seen
Marcus
Marcus?
Hammerstrom?
All right.
Isn't that Hammerstrom? Like
I
that's
don't
that's
remember that.
yeah.
That's it.
Marcus Hammerstrom. If I don't.
Because there was someone else
Yeah.
named. That's why they were
That's
like
him. So that's why he calls him because even in the party, his girl comes up to him and he goes, "Patrick, why is he calling you Marcus?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Mistletoe."
Yeah.
Yes.
Just changes the conversation, right?
So, and I think part of the message behind that is that there's always somebody that has more money than you,
Yep.
or is maybe more higher on that fucking totem pole in a way that you are, even if you're competing with them, and that's what drives him crazy. Like he's pretty much being condescending in a sense of like, "Hey, bro, I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Like you're so and so, right? I think you're so and so, so I'm gonna go with."
Who
Well,
I
you're
think
not.
is.
You're not Jose. Oh, I think it's Jose. You're Jose, right? Yeah, it looks like fucking Jose.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah, you're fucking Jose.
He was a smart.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's being a smart, but it's also like the attention to detail. Like, hey, I'm better than you
Yeah.
in general. I make more money than you. I'm a bigger like symbol or status at the same company that you're at. So I'm the hot shit.
Yeah.
Everybody else is whatever.
Mhm.
That's why Paul Allen's the man. Everybody's impressed. Like when he looks. Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Yeah. Yeah. He wants
You
to
know
see his
when
card.
he loses his shit because he's so envious. Like it's such a competition. Like because he started that whole conversation. He goes, "Have you checked out and you got a new business card?
Yeah.
What is it? Color bone.
Yeah.
Like bro, that's like a double meaning. Like color bone, font called City in Braille or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he names, so he's pumped and we're like, "Oh, that's nice." He goes, "But that's nothing. Check this out."
Take this one out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check this one out. He shows him, and then his boy, like, I can't believe he prefers his card over mine. Like, there's so many. For me, that's why I look, and I guess I've watched that movie multiple times because you see the uncomfortable true nature of certain people.
Yeah.
And I think everybody is a monster in their own fucking way, but there's people out there that are real monsters that don't care, and that shows like that side of like, look, I'm gonna do whatever I can at all costs to me, like I'm the best, I'm
Yeah.
the best. But again, it's narcissism. It's like, who's gonna notice me? Who's gonna talk about me? Like, I want to be known as A, B, and C. So, I mean, it's a trip. Fighting the pop.
Fucking
So-
tripping.
So I think that's essentially there's a lot, bro. There's so many perceptions, but it's more if you're looking at it on a like an English language or literature term. Like there's a lot where it breaks down to, but I think the big picture of that is, like you get away with anything, and literally in this case, he's getting away with murder. He got away with murder.
Multiple
Yeah.
times,
And then like even then like when he goes back to Paul Allen's place,
Yeah.
right, where he stored all the bodies and he killed chicks and he had them. That chick runs off and there's body parts and all of that everywhere. Like essentially he comes back with a mask because he's assuming there's bodies decomposing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What the fuck because everything's
Where'd
painted.
everything go? Yeah.
Yeah, with everything painted, you know. And then she saw somebody, you know, and she was like showing the place out. And he came back and she's like, "Oh, did you see my ad in the Times?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm your 11 o'clock or some shit like that." And she was like, "There's no ad in the Times." You know, and then she like pretty much she caught him red-handed, like, "Oh, you're the motherfucker."
Yeah.
That was kid, and that's what she said. Be like, leave and never come back.
Come back. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and he's like, "I won't." You know, kind of like saying like, "Damn, they already covered up my shit." Like, but again, it goes back to like the elites, the really, really rich, and people of high status, how like they
That white privilege.
yeah, you know, again, not to get political type
No,
shit,
yeah.
but, you know, like that's why essentially I think all of that is just people with that status. They're gonna cover it. I mean, to be honest with you, again, not trying to get political, but look at the whole Epstein files shit that
Yeah.
got erased or that don't exist. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real. Like, you know,
True.
again, it kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. And look, that's a book from 2000s, and you know, this is something that can maybe be in a parallel universe to that. Like,
No.
look at what's going on, right? But it's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's been
happening.
it's
been
been
happening,
happening.
yeah.
Since before we were born. You know what I'm saying? Like, money has always just bought you fucking protection, influence, politics, like all of that shit. Like, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So it's like saying like, and then a part of you wants that fool to get caught or
Yeah.
like, go at it, like, you know. Like,
I thought he was gonna get caught at the end.
No, I thought the first time I watched it and everything, I thought he was gonna like maybe die in action or some shit like that, like a horrific death, like or whatever.
A little
happened.
shootout or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like so, you know. But that's what I thought. But again, when he goes, I had to kill a lot of people. He's already, you know, helicopters circling.
Yeah.
He's in the office, closes the blinds. Like that's as close as they came to catching his ass. And then if you think about it, bro, people think like that watch movies now be like, oh well, how couldn't they have catch him today? They would have catch him. Yeah, they would have caught him today because there's a million fucking cameras everywhere and everybody's recording all the time.
Exactly.
It's way different. Crime back then, during those times, and you know, the fucking 80s and you know, even early 90s still, like, and even then, bro, places had security fucking cameras.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that shit was trash.
Yeah.
You know? And you recorded on a VHS.
Yeah.
So if you did, there was no cloud, there was no none of that shit. It was like you recorded on a VHS. That's why fucking old dog takes the fucking VHS after he smokes stuff when they lick. What you say about my mom? You know, but you know, and I think that's when you think about it like that and you put it into that perspective, I think that's what makes it more believable.
Yeah.
In that sense of like people with privilege and are really wealthy get away with so much.
Absolutely. You have the money, you know, you can change.
Power.
Yeah.
You get the winner.
Honestly, it's true. Like, I mean, let's just say if someone doesn't have that wealthy, and someone else it is, yeah, two different things, obviously. And let's just say if someone sees two different people, how they live, obviously they're gonna go to the wealthy person, more educated. They live for like this nice place. They have a better job instead of this person lower class, but saying he's working his ass off too, but he doesn't get so much of the recognition. Probably doesn't have too much of the knowledge, but he's hungry still. You know, it's two different classes.
Yeah,
you know,
it's always gonna be like you either got your shoe in the door, and you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You're damned if you do because once you join that small percentage of people, there's no looking back, and you got to cut people out your life.
No, for sure.
Unfortunately.
And another thing too, even so, back to money wise, obviously, if you have the money, you're gonna get the best schools to take your kids.
Yeah, all of that.
Versus, you know, you don't have that much money, you have to take the regular, you know, educational.
I killed Paul Allen with an axe to the face. His body is dissolving in a tub in Hell's Kitchen.
But yeah, it's just like two different classes, you know.
So for you two, because this food just saw it, when was the first time you saw it?
I gotta be honest with you. That one I got pretty late on it. I will say the first time I watched it was like couple of years after it got released.
It came out 2000.
2000.
I didn't know nothing about that movie till obviously the first time I know about Christian Bale is the biggest one. It was obviously Batman. You know, when I watched that movie, they told me, like, dude, if you like this, you need to watch this other old stuff. And one of the other movies they would tell me is like, dude, watch American Psycho. I checked it out. Yeah, completely different. I was like, wow, this is completely different style from Batman, from this acting. And I loved it. It was great. The first time I watched it, I couldn't understand it the first time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, no, I need to rewatch it again to go deeper. Yes, I did watch it like a handful of times, honestly, to actually understand the meaning and get to the point like, oh, this would really happen.
Now, did you watch the extended cut?
I didn't watch the extended cut.
I was
I
about
watched
to
the
ask
regular
you-
one.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah,
to
what's the
ask you
regular
about
one?
that one.
I mean, it's just 1 minute.
Really?
Yeah, it's not too much of a big.
Yeah, I think it's like 1 minute.
More or some shit like that.
I'm gonna call you Sabrina.
Dude, that part was funny when he's running through the apartments with the chainsaw naked.
No,
That was hilarious.
Don't just stare at it. Eat it.
yeah.
When he says that one line, I have to return some videotapes. He says like 3 times. That's his excuse.
That's his excuse. So for him.
Everything.
But where are you going? I have to return some videotapes.
Videotapes.
I think that's where, like, again, that's maybe his alibi
Yeah.
to a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Like, if he's probably like, hey, if I keep this lie constant, every time they ask for somebody, they'll say that it was returning videotapes.
Yeah, I was.
And what about the scene where that fool was working out all crazy to
Yeah.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the,
Background?
yeah, that was a good
Like you
scene.
hear the like the screaming and that.
He's like,
you know,
yeah,
the chainsaw,
okay,
and
I
then,
got this.
like, that shit's fucking making that.
Toss that shit.
Sick ass.
Yeah, he goes. Ah.
Favorite scene?
Mine when he kills Paul Allen.
I would say yeah, because it builds up. Like honestly, like everything else is like smaller that sets it up.
Yeah.
But when he finally kills Paul Allen, like that's where it gets heavy because that's where it gets interesting. The detective comes in
Yeah.
and he tells him, "But where were you?" You know, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I was with," and then eventually comes out and he was like, "Yeah, but," and then the detective tells him he had lunch with fucking so and so, and you, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I had lunch," but again, it goes back to like the detective almost covering up for him
Yeah.
as well. Like, hey, take this free pass that I'm giving you.
I'm giving you this shit. Take it, motherfucker.
Cause I feel like he knew. Cause
Yeah,
he
of
brings up the
course.
CDs like.
Yeah, he brings out the
Yeah.
CD and he goes, "It's good stuff."
Mhm.
You haven't listened, and he's just like, "No."
And at that point, he knows, right? He knows that he knows.
I would.
You would think.
You would think, or maybe it's just a subtle, like, kind of like they put it out there to make him panic, like
Mhm.
in the movie.
Oh.
To make you
like
think
as
he's gonna
a-
get caught.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like as a character. But in reality, it's just a coincidence that he's listening to that music,
Yeah.
but it throws him off because he's probably thinking, "Oh shit, he's onto me." Like,
shit,
because
oh
if you
shit,
think
yeah.
about it, he's always playing fucking.
He was playing music.
Yeah, no, he's always playing like Huey in the news, I guess, and it's hip to be square.
Yep.
You know, like when he kills Paul Allen, and then when that was smashing, and you know the chick's all.
Oh, he's listening to fuck, I can't remember. Who sings in the air tonight?
Oh, Phil Collins.
No, Phil Collins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Phil Collins?
What an ugly ass vato too.
Phil Collins?
he got that kind of fame looking the way he did. That music was different back then.
It's like some Teddy Pettygraph shit.
Somewhat.
Some Teddy Pettygraph.
I'm glad his receptionist doesn't get killed.
I think he did that chick a bottle when he told her because he had a nail gun to
Yeah,
her
yeah,
head.
yeah, he was.
You
But
know?
then the phone rings.
The phone rings and it's his chick.
Yeah.
And tells him, "Oh, Mr. Patrick Bateman, Mr. Big Shot, fucking partner, I don't know what."
Yeah.
And then he feels like almost like demasculated, you know, like it took the masculinity away. And then I think he felt like maybe it was a little bit of a reality check, but like in a sense of, what am I doing? Like, let me let her go before.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that would have been the actual homicide that would have gotten busted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Probably.
saying? Like, because that's
Yeah.
his receptionist.
Yeah.
So maybe
She knew a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's a trip when she goes back to the office and starts going through the book.
Yeah, she's all his
And
drawings.
she's all
She's
his
a pretty good
drawings.
artist.
How do you feel about the movie,
I'll
fool?
pay for that shit.
It's it's a fucking it's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
It's a mind fuck because it's like one person to be one person and then this killer. How can they fucking be? How can they coexist, basically? And I feel like he's throughout the whole entire movie he's battling with that killer to be
Yeah.
like fucking. Should I fucking just kill everybody?
Yeah.
Or should I just fucking, fucking do my job? You know, like,
And that happens when they're sitting at the table and he's breaking up with his chick, and he's
Yeah.
drawing
Yeah.
the chick with the chainsaw in her back.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, he's like, this, we're fucking it. It's fucking over.
yeah,
Right? And then he's just like, but our friends, they're the same. We can't.
People.
He's like, you can have them, you can keep them. And then that's when she's like, oh shit, it's serious.
yeah,
Because he was fighting to his point.
yeah.
That demon of like, bro, I just want to fucking kill motherfuckers by the dozen type shit.
Yeah. What about you? Since you've seen this like literally first time.
It's cool. I don't know if I'll watch it again. I feel like I watched it once and that's it. It's for me. It's like that.
No, you need to at least watch it.
Watch it again.
Bro, watch
You
it like
need
2,
to.
3 more times. It'll. No, but
Hey, how many people did you kill?
In total, in the movie?
that fool kills. That fool. I would like to say at least like 10 people.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like,
He's a serial killer. A serial killer. He's a serial killer.
On camera, and then there's like other ones that you see like the
saying,
heads.
yeah, he's.
I like his character. His character was sick.
No, he was a good character.
Yeah, it
It's
was cool.
great. It's great.
That's
I
some
just didn't
very
really get
fine,
the ending.
sharp name. But I mean, just like everything is done with intention in that movie, and the disgusting human nature that I said maybe everybody possesses at one point or has a potential to possess.
Yeah.
Like it brings out like the worst of the worst, and especially having all that money, like you could cover up the worst of the worst and ultimately murder.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted me to get a new fucking business card though. Step on my business card game up, you know.
Are you gonna get bone?
Probably get the bone one.
City and Braille.
Yeah.
All in all, what do you guys think of the movie?
What am I out for me? But again, it goes back to I watched it on VHS with some homies.
Yeah.
I watched it. I was 13, 14 years old. So as I got older, watching it more, understanding it more, and for me, it's always been a trippy ass fucking movie. But
Yeah.
again, it always goes back to human nature and how disgusting people can really
How
really
people,
be.
yeah,
know?
that's
So, like me personally, in the movie itself, like how I always see the ending is that everything would happen. Even so, when he went back to the apartment, he all made that shit up in his head.
That too. That
He made all.
Yeah.
That's why when he was telling me, like, dude, I killed it. Like, what are you talking about?
yeah, no, yeah, that's
Like,
another.
what
That
the-
is another a valid like point of view.
And
of it.
That's kind of what I thought too. Is like, did that shit even happen? Is
No,
this full
so-
ghost? Like,
so go back again. The hungry, you're always working, you're going and everything. You got to the point that pressure, you're just building up your own little world, you know. It got to the point like, dude, I just want to
He
kill this
became-
person.
yeah,
I want to
he
kill
became
this,
delusional.
you know. Yeah. He got to the point he got kind of blind of
I
his.
think I read that. I think that's a valid point. Like, pretty much he's his own worst enemy type shit.
He just made it up.
You know, he's made it up
Yeah.
in his head. But
No, that's why when he was hanging out in the end with everyone else, I was like, oh shit. Like, it was kind of like,
and he's like, I got away with it, you know.
Yeah.
And they're telling him like, I'm fine.
yeah.
Like I'm great. And he's all happy and shit.
So I feel like everything was just like its own imagination, like his own rage, everything, the frustration, everything. You know, once again, it's all rivalry. You know, everyone works.
And I think what throws me off about that, kind of like what you're saying, is that like it's in his head in a sense, because even his lawyer says like, hey, you're my lawyer, and then at the end when he's telling him like, did you hear my message? And he's just like, you know, so and so just had lunch with Paul Allen over here, and he's like, he did, like kind of
Yeah.
like saying like, what?
What?
the fuck?
What happened?
I didn't
Yeah.
kill him.
Yeah, like, and then that's when he goes back to like the group of guys and he sits down. So
It's just a mind fuck, dog.
it is like it's a.
He
it's a
went back to
trip.
reality, like, damn.
And
Like,
that's
shit.
why, and for me, that's why it's always gonna be a dope ass movie because the human nature, whether it's that aspect, like that point of view where that fool's just tripping and he's
Made
just
it
a
up.
psycho and he has mental issues, or you know, the metaphor of money buys fucking
Freedom of
everything.
protection,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Any more thoughts?
That's where the movie kind of treads. Like it's like is this fool just this fool with a gang of power,
Yeah.
or is this fool just fucking?
Yeah.
That's how it ends.
I think it's a balance.
Oh,
of
and
both.
that's how it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that's how it
Like, we
ends.
don't know.
At the end of the
So it's supposed to be like, fuck.
It's just
Oh,
pretty much,
that's what
it's
it
your
is,
point of
right?
view. It's like,
It's how you
What
feel about
happens,
it,
yeah.
no?
it
That's
is.
a watch the movie, man.
It's a trip. I don't know.
No, but for sure, it's a movie you need to watch it at least once.
Oh, you got that.
Watch it once more, and like
Yeah, it's more than once, and that's a guarantee. It's just like probably the second time you might get it, but probably the third time you might. I know it's kind of hard to watch after a movie like.
yeah, I'd have to wait some time to watch
Yeah,
it.
I get it.
Rewatch
I
it.
understand, but
Business type shit.
yeah,
The part when I was like, dig, was when he's shooting at the cops and the cars blow up.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, dig,
that's
don't
like
fuck
one of
around.
them.
Yeah.
But I think again, it goes back to like the perfect scenario for that. Like even the bullets happen to hit the gas tank
Yeah.
that blew up the car.
Yeah.
Because if you look at his
Or maybe it's
expression,
not real.
that too. But
That
if you
too,
look at
dog.
his expression on his
Either side,
face,
I don't know.
yeah, if you look at the expression on his face, he's like,
Yeah,
did that
like-
just happen? You know, like this is a fucking movie. Did that just happen? And then he fucking takes.
So I think that's what the thing go
Just
go
real
for.
quick, just in your, you guys have seen it. Does everything go too perfect for this fool?
A little bit,
Yeah,
a little bit.
it does,
Yeah,
it does,
like
it does too perfect.
like where
Like you're
where he
crazy
goes to
about
the apartment and he fucking finds out that everything's gone. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why is they should have been decomposing by now and shit like
Well, I
that.
feel
Like, what the fuck?
I
Yeah,
feel-
like
I feel like it's like this, bro. One hand washes the other,
exactly.
and it's almost like if
Yeah.
there was a weird type of god for him that was like cleaning up his shit along the way, that he just so happened to work in his favor.
Yeah.
But I think that's the ultimate message at the end.
Oh, he's
So,
crazy. No, for sure.
with the combination, I would say, of him being crazy.
Yeah.
No, besides that, I feel like the woman itself who came in and fixed up everything, she's probably one of
Crazy
them too.
herself?
She's
Yeah.
probably seen it before.
No,
Yeah.
she's done it
Oh,
before.
dog.
She
I
knows
haven't
what's
seen
up. That's why she told him like, don't come back here again. Because even so, if you pay attention to her eyes, like her eye connection, like you can tell like that pressure, like
And that's what I mean. Like it's like one hand washes the other. Like
Yeah.
he's
A
like
serial
that's
killer
why.
from a
That's why
serial
I
killer,
think at
pretty
the
much.
end when she says, "Don't come back," and he's like, "I won't," and he's taking off like the mask where he takes it off type shit, and he's walking out.
Yeah.
It's like him saying, "Oh shit, I got away with it,"
Yeah.
you know. Or to your point, it could just be a figment of his imagination, and she could just be a realtor, and nothing ever happened in that apartment.
Like this
And
weirdo.
Yeah.
Exactly, and she could just be like, "This was tripping. Like, what the fuck?"
It's the Quentin Tarantino, what's inside the briefcase thing. Like you can make it up with whatever.
It's a Diamonds from Reservoir Dogs.
True.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
All in all, what do you guys think of the movie?
Dope-ass movie.
Dope.
No, it's great. It's
I thought it was cool. It was cool. I'll watch it again, I guess, to like see if I catch anything I didn't catch the first time. But for me, because I recently watched it, it's not a classic for me.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And I think, look, bro, you gotta. It's a cult classic in a sense. It's like you look at it as like horror type. But again, it's something that has to grow on you, bro, and you either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
Funny is that when I looked it up, the genre is comedy horror.
Yeah.
Or like horror comedy. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I didn't really know
It
what to
does
expect.
Have a weird.
It has a weird vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's still, but it still falls on. But yeah, like a lot of horror movies do have that comedic relief. Like,
Yeah.
like even in Scream, bro. Like the dumb shit he says over the phone, like he's gonna have you like, oh shit, this way, you know. But it's still a horror movie.
I mean, I find Devil's Rejects funny. I
Yeah.
find it funny.
Yeah. Aren't I fucking funny?
But I think again, like that shit is meant to be more to show you the not give a fuck attitude of like rural
Yeah.
America, like like hillbilly redneck type thing. You know?
Yeah. So all in all, 3 movies we got done. What are we gonna do for the next episode? And we're gonna go straight to the wrestle ring.
It's not
Go ahead.
Play around with it.
Handle, you go first.
No. Artie, farty, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for
Pick a
that
category.
By the way, guys, what we did here is we put movie categories
Yes.
inside these little bingo ball type looking things.
Yeah.
Put
So
them inside the cage.
show them the thing first. So basically, first, there's a couple of them inside. We're gonna probably put a little bit more inside. But they're little balls. We got little categories inside. So let's see what we got first. The suspense is gaining it.
Let's see what's up.
Oh, video games.
Oh, sweet. My favorite top.
All right, so we got video games, right? Okay, so we're gonna do 3 movies, video game movies, either old school, lead up to the new 2000s or some shit like that. So we'll figure it out.
Anyone come to mind? 'Cause I got a few.
Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter,
Silent Hill, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, Mario Brothers, yeah, fucking Sonic, Tomb Raider,
Tomb Raider.
yeah,
The only one that was good was with what's her name, fucking
Angelo Jolie.
Hey,
Laura
Punisher.
Croft.
Punisher.
Punisher.
Well, Punisher's more of a comic.
No,
Yeah.
It's a game.
But
It's a comic.
but for the most part, it's a comic.
He's like, I like that one.
Let's talk about Batman.
Let's see.
Rampage.
Yeah, Rampage. Yeah. Oh fuck, that's.
You know, there was a Double Dragon movie.
Yeah, there was a Double Dragon movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a Double Dragon
Double
movie.
Dragon movie. Yeah, you're right.
I don't even know.
Uncharted.
Which one?
Uncharted. Yeah.
I never watched it.
There's. I mean, technically, it's a TV show,
What about?
but The Last of Us. Well, Twisted Metal too. Yeah.
That's a show, though. Those two are shows.
Yeah, those are two are TV shows.
What about
Conversations, though.
Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles?
Ninja
It was
Turtles.
a comic and it was a game.
See,
Yeah, but that takes away that the Punisher is the same thing. It started as a comic, so
Punisher came in. With
no, the Ninja Turtles was a comic
it's always
Before
been a
the
comic.
movie?
before the movie.
It's
Yeah,
always been a comic.
Comic? I thought it was a cartoon.
I
Yeah.
fucked up, bro.
no, it was a comic
Rest
first.
in peace, Cliff.
Look it up.
My neighbor. Remember before they built the mosque?
Okay.
It was an
Yeah, yeah.
electric place. It was an old white man. His name was Cliff. I've been green since I was like 12, 13 years old. So when I would grill chicken and shit like that, I'd give him a plate over the brick wall right there in the back.
Fucking
Yeah.
fucking
No, he
Tim
was-
Allen and fucking.
What?
That's dope.
No, yeah.
Some Tim Allen shit. Yeah, bro. Hey, but that's the thing. When we grew up like that we had a neighbor fucking across the way, fucking, hey, fool here.
And then,
That's the
so
dope
the
shit.
point that I'm going with this story, before he closed down and fucking all of that shit, and
Mhm.
I think he passed away, he gave me about 3 or 4 boxes of unopened comics.
Oh, nice.
I had some, mind you, his son was already like in his 40s or 50s, and I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
Because this man was like above his 60s, like going into his 70s.
Cliff, huh?
Cliff, that's his name. I'll never forget it, bro. God rest his soul. Fucking beautiful human being.
Yeah.
And he gave me those boxes. Very little of those comics were open. But
Okay.
bro, I had some of the first Wolverines.
Ooh.
I had some of the first fucking what's the Avengers?
Avengers.
Like I had some of the first Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, okay.
Like bro, like if I knew what I knew now, bro, that'd be for sure. Whatever I had, of course I would have kept them.
Yeah.
And if I knew what I knew, bro, that's an easy like $250,000 for sure,
Boom.
for sure.
Yeah.
He gave me gold, bro.
Fucking Pawn Stars and shit.
No, for sure. So let me get to the point. Me and my brother opened up a few things like that, and we were really poor. We used to go to Victory Outreach in Compton.
Yeah.
It's it's just a church and stuff like that for people that either men and women trying to get their life together. They've been abused, addict, whatever. Their homes, but there was other kids there. So me being a kid that came from like a background that really wasn't too sweet or whatever,
Yeah.
I knew how other kids felt. So my mom was like, "Hey, do you want to donate something to the church?" And I kept a handful of comics. I was like, "Bro, why do I need all these fucking comics? Like,
Yeah.
like the joy is bringing me is gonna bring joy to other kids." But bro, I'm huh?
Fuck. Trying to give a fucking heartfelt moment.
What I'm saying, there was probably adults there. And again, this is like early 90s or mid 90s. Yeah, or mid 90s. Them fools are probably like, oh, shit. But then again, there were a whole lot of gangster veteranos type adults, so they probably didn't know what the fuck it was either.
Yeah.
But I regret it, but I don't regret it.
Yeah.
Right? I regret it because now being an adult, seeing what these things are worth and all of that, like maybe my life would be a lot different. Maybe, that cash, have that reserve of a big piece of pocket change, is there type shit. So, but at the same time, it was just helping other kids out that were in a similar position. So I don't regret it, bro. But for me, that's how it came up. I'm sorry to.
No. Don't worry about it. That's fucking perfect.
So are we gonna decide on camera the moves that we're doing, or we're just?
Oh, you can still do it now. You just fucking.
I mean, we can.
I'm done with Resident Evil or Silent Hill.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, pick good movies.
Okay.
Street Fighter.
First one.
It's 'cause Street Fighter
No.
is super classic.
First
That has
one.
to be automatic.
Mortal Kombat.
First
Mortal
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. It has to be Mortal
Is the
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Resident Evil then?
No, Mortal Kombat. I feel more because I still remember that one watching HP, but that's all.
So what's wrong with
I
Street
like
Fighter?
that. I like that.
Yeah?
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter,
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil.
So
Fuck
smart.
Yeah.
All right, fuck it,
No.
cool.
Hold on. Is there anything else
No, wait.
that should be considered?
Silent Hill, but I don't think Silent Hill tops
No, I feel like
um,
Silent Hill it should be.
Resident Evil. I don't think it tops Resident
But
Evil.
honestly, I feel like. Okay, wait. Hear me out real quick.
Resident Evil.
And with the games we grew up with, I think Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, are
I
top.
understand, but I feel like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat
Too close.
is too close. I feel like
Close to genre. So let's kill Mortal Kombat.
no. I feel like no. Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat-
No.
When was the last time you watched Street Fighter?
Mortal Kombat came
It's
out
been a
before
minute,
Street
honestly.
Bro, that
Right now
is
it's on. Isn't it like on Prime or
Probably.
Netflix? I think it's
Well,
on
likely.
Prime or Netflix.
Yeah.
'Cause I pulled it up.
So okay, how about this? How about we do Street Fighter, Resident Evil, and Tomb Raider. Those are all three different movies. No?
the Tomb
No?
Raider, is it Tomb Raider?
I'm down, but
Street
it's
Fighter
the
thing.
low. No, I don't care. I mean, I'll do Tomb Raider, but the Laura Croft one, the Angelina Jolie,
Yeah.
the first one.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
watching this other shit.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the
No,
newer
no,
ones.
no.
No,
The
no,
first one.
no, the first one.
No, the first
Because that's 90s, 2000, and then fucking earlier 2000.
one. Oh, my bad.
Because the Tomb Raiders, that was like 2001,
I
2,
don't think I
2.
like the Tomb Raiders. They're not feeling the Tomb Raiders.
You know what it is?
No?
I like Tomb Raider.
Look,
I love that.
Look, because you're a sick man.
Oh, you know what? No. How about this? Fuck it. Fucking Double Dragon,
All right.
fucking Street or Mortal Kombat, and fucking Resident Evil.
I'm more down with
Because Double Dragon came out before Resident Evil or Mortal Kombat.
One movie, if you want to bring up the 2000s at least, Doom.
Oh, Doom was
yeah,
a
I
game
heard
too.
about Doom, yeah.
Doom.
Wait, hold on.
Doom.
The Doom.
It's with The Rock.
With The Rock.
Dog, that movie
I
was intense. Kind of intense a bit. That movie's kind of dope, bro.
I'm kind of down with Doom.
Besides Resident Evil,
Okay.
if you don't want to bring up on
So-
Resident Evil, like
So Mortal Kombat,
All right.
Resident Evil.
Ooh,
No,
Doom?
we
No.
can do. We can
I'm
do
done with
Street-
those three.
I'm done with Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
I think Street Fighter ties in with like you know the fucking the '80s talk we were having earlier with fucking Van Damme.
they
Then
came-
you got
they came out-
Kenny
they
there looking
come
all
out around-
calm.
But
Fucking
if I'm not
Raul
mistaken,
Julius.
Fucking Ken.
Mortal Kombat came out before Street Fighter, though, if I'm not mistaken.
With that song.
Yeah.
No, the song, yeah, like
That fucking rave song, dog.
All
Alright, so what? So we got Doom. We got Resident Evil.
some character.
It's fucking glorious.
So Doom, Resident Evil.
yeah, Street Fighter came out first, then Mortal Kombat.
Also, was Street Fighter before?
Yeah.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat?
Oh yeah.
Street Fighter was 94. Mortal Kombat was 95.
Shit.
We can do Street Fighter. Or you want to do Mortal Kombat?
I'm not with either one.
Honestly, I don't mind.
Those ones
I
are
don't
good.
mind
Huh?
either or.
I'm not with Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat when it comes to those two.
We'll do Street Fighter.
Alright.
Fuck it.
All right. So
Street Fighter,
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, Doom.
I forced Street Fighter on you fools.
No. No, because it's perfect too because we just got done talking about Van Damme.
Dude, it kind of big, and Honda's in it. Yeah. You know, fucking all these Street Fighter fools we were thinking kind of showed up in that movie or here. Like,
Sold! American!
All right.
Okay, USA.
Okay, USA.
Okay, USA.
Hey,
All right.
Niccolo. Ken.
All right, so we'll do that. We'll do
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, Resident Evil, and Doom. So Doom.
hey, when was the last time you guys watched Doom?
I haven't watched
Man,
it.
it's been years.
Bro, that movie's
It's been years.
I don't say it's a trip, but like
The game was sick.
that was
The game was dope.
the movie's kind of
So,
like
PC, right? It was
I can fuck with the
PC.
movie.
It
Super
started out PC.
But it was on PC.
It was on
PC
PC.
and then
It was Wolfenstein 3D, I think.
Yeah, it was like
I used to
Wolfenstein,
play it in
yeah.
internet cafes along with counter.
Later on, we got to get
I fucking
FY Ice World.
What was the Maywood one? The Maywood one?
D-Dust.
What's the name of the Maywood cafe?
Complicate.
Complicated.
Ooh, fuck.
So later on, we're gonna talk about it, but the scenes of that Doom.
Oh yeah, we'll save that for later. Dad. Come
Oh my
on.
god, that's gonna be crazy.
So I
But
guess
yeah.
I have to watch Resident Evil then, because
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a bit. I don't know shit.
It's gonna.
Oh, that's it.
What happened here? No memory space. All right, well, that's fine.
Say goodbye.
Hey, what do you need for that?
All right, so we're done. We got the last three movies that we're gonna do, and yeah, so bear with us for next time. You can go check out our videos right here. Hopefully, I got it queued up. The last episode of Foos on Film, and then of course my podcast as well. So, with that being said, anything else?
Well, hopefully, you guys enjoyed our second video with us.
A rato vatos.
Foos on Films, we're out.
Take care.